Hello, I am Jessica, and welcome to my little corner of the internet world. So, if you're here, you are probably curious about who I am and what makes this school and my community space so unique. So, I just wanted to share a bit as a way to introduce myself and speak on what you can expect in my spaces. So, the heartbeat of our community is the lunar cycle because the moon mirrors your psyche. It pulls at the tides, and likewise, it pulls from out of our subconscious. So, this is something that I have really discovered through my lifetime of doing astrology. So each new moon is a beginning, each dark moon is a release. Month after month, the moon offers us a living calendar for growth, change, and becoming. It's magical and it's a little bit scientific. And if you have been in my world for a while, you know that the lunar cycle is a big focus if you've been following astrology or if you're just getting involved in astrology. The lunar cycle is like the foundational level to begin with, learning how to align and connect with cycles and seasons and really begin to feel the flow. So, this has just naturally become the foundational sort of focus of all my work. So a little bit about me and how I began. I began studying evolutionary astrology professionally right from the start back in 2004 with Jeffrey Wolf Green and Stephen Forrest, who are known as the original founders of evolutionary astrology, and later with Maurice Fernandez. And if you know them or don't know them, they have all authored some of the most valuable books in the industry. Um, Maybe you have read them. If not, I absolutely recommend them. So, I've also spent 3 years as a faculty member at Kai Pacha's New Paradigm School, if you're aware of him. And I wrote for his newsletter for many, many years, forecasting the cosmic weather. And I have been writing and forecasting for almost 20 years. Astrology, it is just such a part of my heart and soul. And so, not just as a profession, but literally as my compass for parenting, relationships, and just life itself. So, a little bit of what makes my spaces and the school different is my work weaves in somatic, soul centered approaches with nervous system work, somatic practices, subconscious rewiring, because I believe that real change doesn't just happen just in the mind, it happens in the body, the psyche, and the soul. And awareness is just not enough to move the dial. Often we find we need transformation on a whole body level. And so, additionally, a highlight of what I'm doing is through teaching the evolutionary astrology methodology and its core, the Pluto formula, which are the foundations of the astrology methods that we apply in my courses and in the school, and um, where I'm coming from with clients, reading charts and chart analysis. So that's a big part of what you will find joining the community or joining the membership school. We go deep. My desire and passion is that people should know their charts. They are such a tool. And so evolutionary astrology and this method of the Pluto formula goes so deeply into the soul, into the soul intention and the soul purpose of a person very quickly. You know, within moments, you can learn and see what is the core focus and orientation that a person is truly carrying in their heart for their life. So when you learn the Pluto formula, astrology becomes not just about who someone is on a personality level. You begin to see why they are and where they're going. And this naturally cultivates compassion and understanding. I have lived this experience and I have just seen it over and over with people. When you get to see yourself through this light, when you get to see your children or your partners or your family members, yeah, there can be this really powerful induced sort of compassion and understanding that is available by being able to sort of peer into a person's psyche and soul purpose in this way. So this is part of why I have devoted so much of my life to this method, because it's an endless source of inspiration and offers deep transformation. So this is why I believe that this is the most profound chart interpretation technique that you can learn, to really be able to connect on a deep soul level with why a person is here and what they're doing. And as I said, what truly lives in their heart. So it turns astrology into like a living story of the soul. It's deeply intimate, transformational, and so alive. So I've come to really feel like our stories are all love stories meant to be lived out, and that the birth chart represents our own personal love story. Like it is in itself a love letter from God or the universe or source. Um, yeah, so it's yeah, it's such a great joy in my life. And uh, I just also like to speak about how I feel like it's a lot of fun. Astrology can actually bring a lot of fun into our lives, and sort of, even in its depth, it like lightens up the experience, or it can. So, yeah, it's more than just learning astrology here in the school and the community. It really is about transformation and connection and building um, relationships with people, deepening your relationship with yourself. It's powerfully about liberation. You know, we all have the things that we are trying to liberate ourselves from, the patterns, um, things of the past, the traumas. And yeah, it's about becoming who you truly came here to be. And that's the space that I really support. And that's how I see people. And that is part of this sort of movement that I really feel deep inside around astrology and our birth charts being like a prescription to create a healthier love in our lives towards ourselves, um, our relationships, and just, yeah, the world. Um, and I very much believe that the revolution that we all seek on this planet, the change that we all desire, is within, that the revolution is an inner experience. And astrology has served to be that great tool to access this deep inner place that those of us that really seek to know more about our connection to the cosmos and to ourselves. So I invite you to join us inside. The Moon Lodge community is a free space. We are moving into almost 200 people in there. Amazing, beautiful people in there, journeying with the lunar cycle each and every month, and just deepening into more understanding and connections with cycles and our own cycles and seasons that we move through. Um, and yes, I invite you to join the PsyKey Astrology School if you want to deepen into your own practice and understanding. I also offer a certification in evolutionary astrology through learning the methodology and the Pluto formula. And really, there's just truly no other space like this online that is holding astrology in this way. And yeah, I'm really passionate about spreading the message that astrology is meant to be more than just an intellectual pursuit, that we actually feel the cycles and the seasons, particularly our own soul cycles and seasons and our evolution and our growth in our body, right? So moving out of using astrology just for insight, which it's so profound to do. You know, that is what I did for a decade. And then I started to realize, like, wow, I have a lot of insight. I can see a lot through these charts, but then how do I evolve? How do I shift my identity? How do I heal with this tool? And that is when I really started to deepen into over 20 years of integrating somatic practices and shamanic practices into my work to really create that transformation that I have spoken of. So this is it. This is a little nutshell. I invite you to get in touch with me, contact me if you're interested in having a chat, going further, joining my work. Um, you can reach out if you want to work personally, one-on-one with me. That is also available. And yes, I wish you well. Take care and always love.